Chris Marcus here with you in the silver capital of the world, Mexico, where the price of silver, at least in terms of fraudulent US dollars, has gotten a little cheaper. You see here, silver down 39 cents, a rather unusual trading chart, actually perfectly usual for the silver market, as you can see there, because this morning, just about an hour ago or so, maybe almost two at this point, we had the wholesale prices rise 8.6% year over year in October, tied for the highest ever. Now, you would think, geez, that's not a good sign, especially with the CPI coming out tomorrow, the Consumer Price Index. Now, let's think about this one for a second. Wholesale prices, that's what the wholesalers get. Now, if that's up the highest amount year over year ever, it's possible they could pass that along to the consumers, as economics has a history for thousands of years of doing, rather than just eating the loss themselves. So, but here's the you would think that would be inflationary. Some investors might want silver. You can try calling Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin, see if you're able to get a hold of him. I was not able to yesterday. But here's the kicker. Treasury yields pull back as producer inflation report comes in as expected. Let's break that one down, because first of all, you see in the midst of all of this, there is the 10-year at 1.446. Sorry if it's a little fuzzy there, but down 5 basis points, which is quite a rally in the midst of all of these shenanigans that have happened almost by the hour now. And here we see, I love this. This is some nice salesmanship here. Treasury yields pull back as producer inflation report comes in as expected. Well, we know Jerome Powell wasn't expecting that, because he's still making an ass out of himself in front of U.S. Congress and probably regulators and fraudulent lawmakers around the globe by selling the whopper that it's all transitory. Come on, bro. Let me see your silver. Don't Elvis. No silver today, but I'll show you the guitar real quick since we are on the phone. Getting to mix a little music back into life along with the silver, because it is pretty silly that the best CNBC could come up with was Treasury yields pull back as producer inflation report comes in as expected, record setting. So you would think that would be enough to wake up Ross, the fraudulent regulator at the CFTC, who is going to be answering some questions in the near future, at least if he doesn't flee the country. Donna Falk-White, the media relations director, I've got a special video coming for you, because while you said there was no comment, I felt the pain of my brother and sister silver investors. I feel you, Arcadians out there. And even though the CFTC might be doing something, which, every time you try and give them any chance to not be a complete dirtbag, they let you down. And the crime goes on. But Silver Chris has the evidence. He's got the emails. He's got the records. That's why the CFTC doesn't answer. That's why JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs have become the bitches of Arcadia. Will beat their corners all day long, spike the footballs in their end zone, and just point out fraudulent nature of these markets, not to cry or wambulance about that, but just so that you understand, because now you can see up there my battery's low because I've been up early trading some options today, and I don't know, my guess, obviously not legal financial trading, but I'm putting my own money behind the premise that if I time some of these, and I think I actually was buying call options right before that bounce back, that hopefully that'll come out in my favor over the long run. Lots of this and that says I'm done with silver, total loser place to put money. That is my favorite time to buy options, when people are saying things like that. And to be clear, lots of this and that, I'm not trying to pick on you or give you a hard time, but when you think about the whole concept of buy low, sell high, which is not how Wall Street likes to invest, when people are feeling that frustrated and beaten down, well, if our core long-term premise is correct, you're getting better odds on your silver shares, bullion, or options thereon, or derivatives, should one choose on their own merit to dabble in such things, which I can't really tell you if it's a good idea or not. I do it sometimes, and hopefully one day it will go my way. I did hit it twice in 2011 and for a day in early February of 2021, 10 years later. And that was going well. And I think it's still going well because in the process of learning why I did not have a bigger P&L, it helped me to uncover the blatant evidence of corruption at the CFTC regulatory agency, much like the SEC, who ignored Bernie Madoff's fraud for years so that their sole banker, JP Morgan, could get off the hook scot-free, and then let Gary Gensler leave the CFTC, ignore the silver manipulation, go over to the SEC, ignore manipulation there. But fortunately, I think Brandon has plans for all of these fools. Come on, let's get in the chat room. Let's go, Brandon. I know silver's down a little bit, but if anybody can solve it, it's Brandon. And with that said, it looks like I'm getting a little decent at timing these because I think I bought when it was down 43 cents. This is a delayed quote. And again, one of the things that I've found helpful as I relax my old angry trader floor days is that if I'm making trades where whether I time it by a nickel here or there is, throwing me on tilt, then my system isn't very good, is it? So with that said, it works for me and I'm having fun playing with it. I think that's a great way to learn, not only in trading, but in anything. So just a few thoughts to cheer up my silvery Arcadians on this Tuesday morning, but I mean, we'll just wait and see what the CPI is. Maybe it'll come in at 9% and they'll just call that expected, and we'll see who will buy those bonds. And we'll see how much longer this continues. I mean, if people are chanting "fuck Joe Biden," supporting the "Let's Go Brandon" movement at football stadiums all across the nation. That's right, Gary Ryder. I know you have hashtag FJB. I'm assuming that stands for "fuck Joe Biden." I couldn't say for sure. I'm not into the politics, but I just don't like people who take advantage of others, like a dirty banker from Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan. So with that said, enough comedy. Don't worry about the spoof down. Supply and demand just went in your favor. Or you could call Jeff and load up on some treasuries. But who wants to do that? Hit the subscribe button, notification bell. We got more coming your way later today.